Evening, folks. Today I'm going to do a slightly different video from normal. I am in Gmod currently. I'm going to teach y'all how to fly LVS vehicles. They're not complicated to fly, but I see some people struggling with understanding how some of the mechanics of it work. Here I have a simple H6, little bird, pretty easy to fly, from the US Heliborn pack, LVS. So to start your engine, you hit R. And then to raise up, you hold W. When you want to go forward in the helicopter, you then tilt it forward. And then if you wish to speed up while doing so, hold W. Turning is still an A and D, but you also can use the mouse to turn on the spot. A and D will turn the hull, mouse will turn the whole thing. If you wish to go back, you simply tilt the rotor back. Now let's say you're having trouble keeping her steady. You are kind of struggling around, say your connection's not the best or whatever to the server you're in. If you then hold shift, you can go into a hovering stance. This is helpful for, say, if we head back toward that airfield, if you're in a helicopter and you're coming in hot. You can then hold shift, speed brake, then slow yourself up enough down so you don't overshoot. And then for landing especially, I find it to be extremely useful. You hover over the spot you wish to land, adjust, use shift to guide yourself in, and then adjust your hull as you go down. And then bring her down ever so slowly and gently. When you touch the ground, just hold S to make sure you're stuck to the ground so you don't start to bounce. That's how to fly a helicopter. Let's move on to aircraft. Other aircraft. Next up, we have planes. I'm just going to use the Cessna as it does not have a stalling character. Again, W, R to start the engine, W to accelerate. On this model, instead of using A and D to simply shake the hull from left to right, it shakes the entire plane from left to right to allow for spins and aerodynamics. Instead of shifting for hover, shift is to just pull up, so it's helpful if you're in a steep guide and don't think your mouse can pull up in time. You can then hold shift to pull up. It's also helpful in dogfights from my experiences with LVS, where if an enemy is on your tail and they are just using mouse aim, you can hold shift to use it to your advantage. Especially if you twist the hull around it, like it'll just go straight up with the hull regardless. Now for landing, I recommend it being underneath 100 kilometers an hour, as you cannot land just like a helicopter. You can't land straight up and down with this. I recommend bleeding as much speed as you can by going left and right like this. Going a little too slow there, sorry. And well, we landed. When you're on the ground, if you just go partial throttle, you won't take off, but you can steer the craft ground. So in this case, I might follow it and get the run there, not off. While you're on the ground, you also have a friction thing for the wheels called brakes. So you can use said brakes to assist with stopping while holding. Though, don't brake too early into landing, otherwise you will flip over. And that is piloting planes in LVS. There are also tanks and such for LVS, but they drive more or less the exact same as they do for normal Half-Life vehicles. Each of these planes and helicopters all have differing attributes in terms of flight characteristics. So bigger planes such as this Yak-2 I got from the Pacific Pack will fly much different from the Cessna that you just saw me fly or a 109. They have differing flight characteristics. It's a similar thing for helicopters. The bigger the helicopter, the more unwieldy it gets. Such as the Black Hawk here. Compared to the Little Bird, it is much rougher to fly. However, it shouldn't be much harder than simply just having a space to take off and land. when it comes to helicopters, at least. When it comes to the planes, their flight characteristics are quite a bit different. Mainly due to air resistance and such kicking in. So unlike the Cessna, which has no stall characteristics, the larger planes can stall when going straight up. Other than that, though, this has just been a short LVS tutorial, also to pad out some time on the channel. If you'd like to see more Gmod content, let me know. Have a good one.